Hello. So this is the light. Sorry about that. This is WCW Saturday Night August the 8th, 1992. Quite a big show in the history of World Championship Wrestling, and I'll come to that a bit later. Let's deal with the matches at hand. So the opening match was the natural Dustin Rhodes, and he took on Mark Canterbury. Dustin Rhodes won this quite comfortably with the pinfall, following the Bulldog, because that was his finishing move. Next match was Dan Spivey versus Randy Williams. Dan Spivey won this with a very painful looking submission hold. It looked bad for Randy, I'm sorry to say. The next match was a tag team match between Big Cat, artist formerly known as Mr. Hughes, and his partner Junkyard Dog, and they took on James Morris and God, I can't remember writing. Chris Davidson, I think. I can't read my own writing, it's terrible. But Big Cat and Junkyard Dog won by pinfall when Big Cat did a massive body slam. I don't actually remember them, so I don't remember them as a team. The next match was two, card people on the roster, which was Heavy Metal Van Hammer, and he took on Tracy Smothers. And Van Hammer won with his move where he suplexes them off the side on the ropes and then pushes them down. It's a strange finishing maneuver. Van Hammer never really got over because, well, he's one-dimensional really. But yeah, I mean, he had a renaissance in the late 90s, but we'll probably if we ever get to that, I'll probably mention that then. But yeah, I mean, it was an okay match. It wasn't brilliant. So were the other three. They weren't that great. And the tag team match was Greg the Hammer Valentine and Dirty Dick Slater, and they took on Ian Weston and Italian Stallion. Yeah, he's not an Italian Stallion, but that was his name, the Italian Stallion. And Greg Valentine and Dick Slater won by submission when obviously Greg used the figure four for one of the opponents to tap out. Your next match was the Barbarian versus Tommy Angel, which is quite a good name. And the Barbarian won. When he did that, he stamps his foot on the floor, like so. And then he runs off and then decides to kick his opponent in the head. And most of the time you're wondering if the opponent's head is still literally attached to his shoulders. Barbarian wins. Not a great match. And your main event of the evening was a tag team match between the Enforcer Arn Anderson and Beautiful Bobby versus Larry Sabisco and Flying Brian. Match of the night, without saying. And yeah, it was a good match. The ending was weird because they went for an ad break and JR, good old JR, went, well, if anything happens during the break, I can't do his voice. If anything happens to the break, we'll keep the cameras rolling and we'll show it straight away. And then they came back and the match had finished. Because they basically broke Larry Zabisco's arm, and that was it. Everyone came in and scuffling and stuff. So yeah, that was the match of the night. But that wasn't the big event that happened on this very show. Oh, no. I'm going to take you back to August the 2nd, because August the 2nd, WCW had this really massive show in Baltimore. And on that show, ladies and gentlemen, on that very show, two important things happened. The first one was Rick Rude was defending the United States Heavyweight Championship against Nikita Koloff, and it looked like that Nikita Koloff was well on his way to regaining the United States Championship. It's been years since he won it, but yeah, he was on the verge of running, and Cactus Jack came in and attacked him. Now Sting was on commentary for this, and he decided that he didn't want to see Cactus Jack get involved, so he started getting involved, and he attacked Nikita Koloff, and he attacked, well, he didn't attack Nikita Koloff, that'd be a bit weird. he attacked Cactus Jack, and then he was pushing Rick Rude, and he held him above his arms, and oh, should I throw him out? Should I not throw him out? Should I throw him out? Should I not throw him out? So he did, he threw him out. And Cactus Jack caught Rick at the side. And then there was commotion, as JR said. There was commotion in the back, and somebody was coming through the crowd. Now, who was that? It was Jake the Snake Roberts, making his WCW debut. And for some reason, Jake attacked Sting. He did an interview in this show with Jesse the Body Ventura, and he didn't really say anything. But then Jake never did say anything in his interviews. They're always really good. He was a fantastic interviewer. He was so good. But yeah, so he's in WCW. That came out of nowhere. And the other big event was that in the main event, it was supposed to be Vader defending the WCW World Heavyweight title against Sting. Now, when Jake attacked Sting, Sting got injured. So Sting couldn't defend it. So the Bill Watts, the head of WCW on screen at that point in time, said, you know what, you good people here in Baltimore, oh, cheap pop, you good people here paid to see a world title match, and that's what you're going to get. So what they did, they put 8 or 9 people into a hat, and they picked them out, and the winner would get a title shot. Rick Rude came in and goes, well, I'm the United States champion, and made a valid point that he is the #1 contender, so he should be in the draw. So they put Rick Rude in there. And the winner, and getting a title shot, was Ron Simmons. Bit out of left field, but they sort of hinted at it. And then the match happened, and they showed it in the match. They showed white highlights of it in the match. And then at one point, Vader tried to get Ron Simmons, and he tried to Vader bomb him, but Ron Simmons moved out of the way, picked him up, power slammed him. 1, 2, 3! And your new WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Ron Simmons. Yeah, Ron Simmons is now the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Who'd have thought that, eh? Well, actually, I did, because I know enough he is. Ron Simmons will tell you, because he's very proud of it. So he should be. At the time, he was the first African American to become world champion. He started it. So anybody says anything about any other African Americans being the first ever world champion, lying, because he's the first one. So yes, as a show, I think as an in-ring show it would have got 5, but because of the big developments that happened on the house show, I put it up to a 7. And it was a good show and very interesting reactions. But yes, that was WCW Saturday Night. And yeah, that was good, I thought. It was a good one. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being there. But ladies and gentlemen, I am Will Nitro. Now, people have asked me recently, am I going to reappear at ringside soon? I'd like to say yes, but financially, it's a no. But I will come back one day. I will come back. I'm going to point my pen at you. I will come back, and I will be at ringside. And you'll know I'll be at ringside because I have an aura. Because Will Nitro has his own aura. He doesn't need to create it. He doesn't need fake crowd noise. He doesn't need silly dancers. No. He doesn't even need drink. No, because I don't drink. And I don't do drugs. And I know I'm sounding like CM Punk. But yes, I am that man. Apart from the straight edge thing. I'm the antithesis of straight edge in that I'm large. But ladies and gentlemen, I am Will Nitro. You will see me again. You will see me at ringside. I don't know when. I don't know when I'm going to turn up. But bear in mind, with wrestling, always expect the unexpected. Never expect what you think is going to happen and what could happen. And as a friend, as someone I admire as a wrestler, don't always read what you believe. Don't believe what you read. Not everything is black and white. Not everything, as reported, actually happens. Ladies and gentlemen, take it from me. If I don't tell you it's happened, it hasn't happened. Thank you, good night, and I will see you very soon.